Good evening and happy Tuesday, groovy citizens of Earth. So, you guys, I am super excited because, well, number one, today has been an amazing day. But also, in about 45 minutes, I'm going to be doing an interview for Young Ladies podcast. And I'm super excited about it. I'm actually super excited because this is the second one that I've done in a month's time. As you all know, I did one last month, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to have her on my podcast platform next month, only because I had already recorded my podcast for the month of November. And so, I'll have her on for December. And probably, I'm thinking about the first or second Saturday in November. So anyway, I'm excited about that. But we're going to jump into today's topic. And I'll share with you the topic, which is perspective changes the game. Perspective changes the game. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I was watching a video, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this video was so powerful. I've watched it 3 times already on YouTube. And the young guy, he talks about how some of you have unfinished business. You need to go back to where you left off with a new perspective. He said, go back to the gym, go back to the drawing board, go back to the business, go back to the relationship, go back to the burning building. You have unfinished business. All you have to do is show up with a new game plan and a new perspective. And the young man's name is Marcus, I'm going to air quote, Elevation Taylor. He is on Instagram. I found him earlier today and I started following him on Instagram. And of course, he is on YouTube. And when I tell you this video was on fire, honey, I need you to truly understand. So I decided what I'm going to do is a series. Over the next couple of days, we're going to be talking about perspective because the video was just so rich with so much information. I wanted to kind of jump in and unpack it a little bit more. And I love it how he says, some of you have some unfinished business. Some of you started some things last year that you never went back to. Some of you all have some stuff, let's keep it all the way real, that you started in 2018 and you haven't finished it. You started it, but you just never finished it for whatever reason. And I'm not judging you, and I'm not condemning you. Whatever reason that you didn't finish it, you just didn't finish it. But I want you to go back to those unfinished things. But here's probably why you didn't finish it. You probably didn't finish it because once you got started, things weren't going quite the way you had planned. And you said, you know what, this is too hard. I'm giving up. And so I need you all to decide that you're going to go back and finish those plans, those goals, those dreams and things that you started. Because as I always like to say, somebody is counting on you to do what you said you were going to do. And so if you don't finish it, somebody's going to miss out on that thing that you started. And I don't know about you guys. I'm one of these people, I don't really like unfinished projects. I truly don't. It bothers me to the core of my being. And this is why I keep a vision book and not a vision journal, because I write in my vision book things that, and I'll be working on next year's vision book because I do a new book every year. And I write down the things that I want to accomplish. And so I have tabs in my vision book. I have tabs for my health and wellness. I have tabs for my business. I have tabs for my vlogs. I have tab for a couple other things that I can think of right off the top of my head. But I have tabs for several things in my vision book. So at the end of every year, I like to go back and look at the things that I've accomplished. And I look at the things that I wrote down and said that I wanted to do. And if I didn't get a chance to get to them, or I started them and I did not finish, those things go at the top of the list for the next year. Now, if it's something that I can finish, of course, I'm going to go ahead and do that. But if it's not something that I can finish, then it goes into the book for next year. So that's why I said it bothers me when I have things that I started and I don't complete it. And that's just a personal pet peeve of mine. If it's not for you, then that's fine. So go back to those plans. Because like I said, chances are you didn't finish it because you got into it and it was harder than you thought. You got into it and you said, wow, I didn't realize it was going to be this much work. I can't do this. This is too much. This is just too daggone much. And I got it. I got that because I've been down that road before. I've been down that road before. And so all I'm asking you to do is go back to those plans that you had and go back with a different game plan, because maybe the way that you were approaching whatever that thing is was not going to work out because you didn't have the right tools. You didn't have the right people on your team, if you will, to make that happen. So go back with a different game plan. And here's the other thing. When you keep a journal or a log of whatever it is that you're working on, you can go back and chart your progress. That's why I tell you guys all the time, I like to keep a workout log. Y'all think I am so lost. I don't know. Can I go out this way? I think so. That's why I keep a workout log so that I can chart my progress. When I do my workout, if I wasn't feeling well, I'm writing that down in my journal because I can come back and look at it and say, okay, you know what? I attempted to do whatever it is that I was doing. Didn't quite work out. But I can also write down how I was feeling. Was my knee bothering me? Was my back bothering me? Were my arms just extremely sore as heck? Whatever it is, I can go back to the drawing board. Hello, somebody. And when I go to write out my workout for the next week, I can go back and look and see what didn't work. So if I attempted, let's say 300 on my deadlift and I didn't get it, trust and believe, the week before, I made notes as to why it didn't quite work out. So now I can go, I'm going back to the drawing board to come up with a different game plan. Because if you know me, then you know one thing's for certain, two things for sure. I refuse. Do you hear what I'm saying? I refuse to let anything or anyone beat me or stop me from doing whatever it is that I want to do. I'm just not going to do it. I cannot do it. I'm not wired that way. I'm not wired to just give up. Okay, so plan A didn't work. Guess what? We're going to plan B. I don't know about you all, but there are 26 letters in the alphabet, so you should have 26 different game plans. So plan A doesn't work, it's no problem. Go to plan B. Plan B doesn't work, you go on to plan C. But this takes some preparation. It takes a lot of preparation, let me just say that. So whatever unfinished business you have, I want to encourage you before the end of this year is out to go and revisit whatever that thing is, whatever those ideas that you had, and go back to the drawing board, but create a whole new game plan with a different perspective. Perspective is an interesting thing. Perspective just really means how we see things. You can have a glass with water in it. Some people are going to see the glass as being halfway full of water, but others are going to see it as being half empty. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about perspective. It's how you see things. And I'm saying, and I say how you see things because it's not about other people's perspective. It's about your perspective. You can't worry about how other people see things. That's not your problem, nor is it your concern. I need you to focus on your perspective. And to be honest with you, when it comes to perspective, neither one is really wrong. Because if I have a glass, which I don't have a cup in my car, but if I have a cup and it has water in it, and the glass I always like to say my glass is half empty, but you may say it's half full. So I can either add more water to it, or I can just drink up what I have and be done with it. So neither one is technically wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just in how you see it. Just like you may say, well, because of COVID, the company I work for, they had to go out of business and now I don't have a job. Well, that's, sad for everybody in that instance, because the owner of the business doesn't have the business anymore and you now don't have a job. But guess what? If you look at it from a different perspective, you can say, I'm going to use this time to go and look at the goals and the dreams that I created for myself. I said I wanted to start a business. Now may be the time to do that. I wanted to go back to school. Now may be the time to do that. Maybe you thought about moving someplace that's a little bit cheaper than where you live. Guess what? Now may be the time to do that. It's all about perspective. So let me just wrap this up real quick and remind you to go back where you left off with a new perspective. So start going back to the gym. Excuse me, is the gym hard? Yes, it can be. It certainly can be. But if you knew that in order to live a little bit longer, you needed to work out, I guarantee you would change your perspective on how you see the gym. The gym may be hard, but you're going to push through and do it anyway. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to that business. Maybe you started a business and things got a little hectic. Things didn't quite work out the way you thought they would. Well, guess what? Don't give up. Go back to the drawing board and figure out what worked and then build on that. Look at what didn't work and figure out how you can tweak it to make it work, or maybe you just want to scratch it all together. And go back to that relationship. Sometimes, and I'm gonna say sometimes we give up on relationships a little too soon. So if you are or were in a relationship with someone and things didn't work out and you decided to leave, or maybe they decided to leave. Well, let me just say you decided to leave, because I feel like this: if you leave me, I'm done with you. There's no coming back, okay? There just isn't. But that's just me and the way I feel about life. But if I said, you know what, Craig, I don't think this relationship is going to work out, so I think we need to go our separate ways. You might need to go back to that relationship and change your perspective, because Craig is not always going to do things the way you want him to do it. And sometimes people get frustrated. I know I do, when people don't always do things the way I want them to. But I'm learning that they don't always have to do things the way I want them to do, because guess what? If you and I both are trying to get from A to D, it doesn't matter how you get there. Your path may be different than mine, but we're going to end up at the same place. So I know I can be a little controlling sometimes, and I know that about myself, and I'm working on it. So you might want to go back to that relationship and say, you know what, Craig, I'm sorry. I think I misspoke. I know things haven't been going well between us, and I don't know who Craig is, before y'all ask, because I don't. I'm just making that up. But I think we need to really give this relationship another chance. Let's look at how we can fix things. Let's look at how we can make things better for the both of us. And yeah, because all you have to do is show up with a new game plan and a new perspective. And that will change everything. I promise you. So that's it, you guys. That's my time. I need to get in the house. I now have 30 minutes before my interview, and I want to get ready. We'll get in the right headspace for that. But go out there. First of all, thank you for giving me just a few minutes of your time to really unpack this whole perspective way of thinking, changing your perspective, coming up with a new game plan on any part of your life. And I want you to hang in there with me, because we're going to be talking about this for the next couple of days. This is a series that I'm doing about perspective. And so I want to unpack some more of this video, because like I said, the video is only about 11, 12 minutes long, but it's so powerful, has so much in that video. But I just had to share it with you guys, because I know somebody needed to hear this. I don't know who, but I know somebody needed to hear this. So if you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. I typically do vlogs every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. As of late, I've been doing them pretty much every day of the week, but Sunday. Every now and then I'll do one on Sunday, but it's not often. But every now and then I will. So make sure you come back and join me. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already done so. My YouTube channel is You Can Make It Happen with Michelle. My Instagram page is Michelle is Making It Happen. And for those of you, this is not your first rodeo. I want to say welcome back. I missed you guys. So good to see you all again. Y'all know the drill. You know my spiel. I love each and every one of you. And there's nothing that you can do that's going to make me change that. Nothing at all. I am always going to love you no matter what. I'm always going to be here to support you no matter what. I'm even going to love you when no one else likes you. So until next time, take care.